Hey guys, welcome back. So today we're going to be doing a review of some of the three most popular stock trading applications on the market. We're going to be looking at Webull, Robinhood, and M1 Finance. Now all of these apps are completely free to use. There's no trading fees or anything like that. And you usually get one or more free stocks for signing up with these companies. So my honest opinion is try all three of them. I've opened an account with all three of these and put, $100 into each one. That way I could just kind of play with it. And usually I got somewhere between 1 and 3 free stocks just for signing up. The stock price usually varied anywhere from $3 to $10. So, you get 20 bucks maybe for free for opening each account. So play with them, find out what's best for you. But here we're going to look at a side-by-side comparison. And I think most viewers on my channel are more passive investors, buy and hold. Maybe put a couple $100 a month into your account and just kind of let it grow over time. You're not really actively trading or doing the day trading thing or anything crazy like that. So we're going to be looking at it from that point of view. If you are a little bit more of an active trader or looking for some of the specialized options, if that's the case, then the app that's best for you might be a little bit different than the one that I'm recommending. But let's jump straight into it and let's take a look at Webull. Now, of the three, Webull probably has the best charts and graphs and technical analysis for stock picking if that's your thing. But most passive investors, they're not really digging deep into the analytics behind some of these stocks. They're just kind of picking their favorite ones, maybe Apple, Amazon, Microsoft, whatever it is that you're buying. And so if that's the case, then having the best charts and graphs doesn't really do you a whole lot of good for you. Now, as for the layout itself, I wasn't a big fan of Webull's layout. I didn't think it was very intuitive trying to navigate through their mobile application. And because of that, I got a little bit frustrated trying to click around and find out what I was trying to do. So they definitely lose some points on that. And they don't offer mutual funds, bonds, anything like that. They do have index funds, so you can still do like an ETF, but they do not offer any mutual funds on Webull. In addition, Webull is a Chinese-owned company, and so for that reason, I really am not using Webull all that much. I still recommend opening a Webull account just to get your free stocks, but honestly, that was about all I used Webull for. Now, Robinhood, on the other hand, has hands down the best clean mobile application device out there. The app itself is super streamlined, it's very easy to use, it's very investor friendly, and so it's sort of been the go-to for a lot of rookie investors and people that have never really invested into the stock market because Robinhood makes it so easy. And Robinhood has some really nice features for the folks that are a little bit more advanced, technically speaking. So if you're trying to do some options trading, which I don't recommend if you're new to the stock market trading, but they do offer things like shorts and calls and puts and covered options and all that kind of stuff if that's your game. And one thing that I was really excited about with Robinhood was the fact that you can buy crypto on Robinhood as opposed to other ones like M1 Finance where you can't buy crypto at all. But the crypto buying process with Robinhood has, in my opinion, some pretty serious flaws. So right off the bat, they claim that there's no fees involved, which is true. There's no direct fees. The problem is you just pay a higher base price. So while there's no fees tacked on, you're paying over market price of what you could get at some of the major crypto exchanges like Coinbase Pro or Binance or anything like that. So even though there's technically no fees to buying Bitcoin on Robinhood, you're probably still going to pay a higher price overall if you use Robinhood as opposed to some of these other crypto exchanges. And the fatal flaw, at least in my opinion, with buying crypto in Robinhood is that you can't transfer your crypto to another wallet. So you can't move your crypto around, you can't send it to a friend, you can't deposit it into an interest-bearing account like maybe BlockFi or something like that. So your crypto is locked in place with Robinhood. The only thing you can do is sell it. You can't just move it around like you can with pretty much literally any other crypto exchange. In addition, Robinhood has been involved in a few scandals recently. Some of their servers went down, which locked out trading during some of the highest trading days that were out there. So if the market was crashing, you may not have been able to sell at all, which could have theoretically caused you some pretty significant losses. And right now, I think Robinhood is currently getting sued for about $10 million because they didn't have their client's best interest in mind. Basically, what they were doing is some of these other companies that they interact with to actually execute the trades, they were picking those partners based on who was giving Robinhood the biggest kickback in fees, as opposed to who was being able to execute these trades at the lowest cost for you, the user. But even though Robinhood then has been somewhat shady recently, kind of like, Wells Fargo has historically been, I do still use Robinhood for a few things. I think the ease of use on Robinhood is fantastic, and I do like their ability to do some of the advanced tradings, the calls and puts and things like that. However, by far and away, my favorite stock trading app is going to be M1 Finance. Once you get over the fact that M1 Finance uses a pie distribution system, so instead of buying individual stocks outright like Amazon, Facebook, Microsoft, whatever it is that you want, instead you set up a pie, so maybe you want Amazon to be 5% of your overall portfolio, maybe Apple 2% and Tesla, 1%. Whatever it is, you're going to create a pie that ultimately adds up to 100%, and then M1 Finance will automatically invest your money in accordance with those percentages. So it will go out and it will buy little bits of all of the different stocks such that all of your portfolio adds up to 100%. So essentially what it's doing, it is forcing you to diversify your account so you're not putting all of your eggs in one basket. And I think that's pretty fantastic, in all honesty. While it can be fun to try to pick individual winners in the stock market, it's also risky. It's how you could theoretically lose a lot of money if you pick the wrong stocks. So being forced to diversify a little bit is going to be a good thing in the long run. In addition, M1 Finance is currently the only mobile application of the three that allows you to open retirement accounts. So M1 Finance is going to be able to offer you traditional IRAs, Roth IRAs, SEP IRAs, all of that good stuff. They are able to actually handle and set up with M1 Finance, where none of the other apps currently have that ability. And I think that option is absolutely fantastic for almost everybody out there, because for the most part, you should be maxing out your Roth IRA long before you even think about investing in a generic brokerage account that does not offer any tax advantages. In addition, with M1 Finance, it is hands down the easiest one to set it and forget it. Because with M1 Finance, you can set it up to automatically pull money out of your bank account each and every month, and then automatically disperse those funds amongst your investments in accordance with how you set up your pie. So literally, you can set this up one time, and then for the next 40 years, it can automatically pull money out of your bank account and invest it according to your preset. So you never have to go back in and kind of mess with it or fool with it or anything like that. It's the only one where you can set it up once and completely automate your investing. Now, some of the other apps, you can automate the deposit side of it, so you can funnel money into some of your other accounts. But once that money is in those other accounts, you have to manually go in and purchase your stocks, like on Robinhood or Webull or something like that. M1 Finance is the only one that offers 100% automation of your purchases. M1 Finance also has a spend account. So theoretically, you can have all of your money reinvested in M1 Finance, or you can set a threshold, so maybe you always keep $1,000 in cash in your M1 spend account, and then anything over $1,000, so maybe you get some dividends or you deposit some more money from your bank account into your M1 Finance account. Anything over $1,000 then would be invested into the stock market. And then M1 Finance has a debit card where you can easily access your money in your spend account. And it's actually pretty decent. So you actually earn 1% cash back whenever you use your debit card, which is pretty good for debit cards because most don't offer any kind of cash back on debit cards. And any money sitting in your M1 spend account is going to earn 1% interest per year, which isn't a whole lot, but it's easily better than the 0.001% that a bank account is going to give you. And lastly, you can actually borrow money against your stock portfolio. So theoretically, maybe you have an emergency, your car breaks down or something like that. Normally, you would need to sell some of your assets in your stock portfolio in order to have the money to be able to fix your car. But with M1 Finance, you can just simply borrow money against your stock portfolio at super cheap interest rates. There's no credit check, there's no approval process or anything like that. You can have the money 30 seconds after you apply for this stuff. Currently, the interest rate on borrowing from your brokerage account is 3.5%. You can get it down to 2% if you're a member of M1 Plus. It's a paid account. You have to pay a little bit of money every year to do it. Now, this can be a nice option for some people because since you don't have to sell your assets, you can still hopefully have those assets appreciate in value and be collecting dividends on those assets while you have this loan going on. The interest rate, like I said, is super cheap, so it's going to be dramatically better than putting it on a credit card or something like that where they're going to charge you 25% interest. Or you can just simply take a loan out against your portfolio and just use that money to buy even more stocks if that's what you're interested in. So that's going to do it for us today, guys, why I think M1 Finance is the hands-down winner for the passive investor. It's the only one that offers you the ability to 100% automate not only the deposit side of it, but the purchase side of it. So you can set it up once and year after year, continually invest more and more money into your account. It's the only one that currently offers any sort of retirement accounts, IRAs, SEP IRAs, Roth IRAs, etc. It has a flexible spending account which you can use as a checking account and have easy access to your money while earning pretty decent interest rates as far as like checking accounts goes. And lastly, that borrow feature can be pretty fantastic if something happens where you need easy access to your money but you don't want to sell your stuff. Maybe you don't want to have a taxable event going on or anything like that. And so you can borrow money with no credit check, no approval needed, no nothing, and have that money instantly in your account at super cheap interest rates. If you found this video useful, be sure to subscribe, leave a comment down below, and as always, I'll see you all again next time. Thanks.